This is a COBY computer monitor, VGA screen, even TV. Comes with a remote. This was my friend Brian. It was his father's, and when he was moving, he had to get rid of some stuff. He offered me this along with some other computer-related stuff, and also he had maybe 3 or 4 CRT TVs, but I have so many that I just said I really don't need them. It's a 15-inch screen. You have buttons on the side, which is good because a lot of them don't. Of course, these buttons don't really work, so that negates the fact. Here's the information tag right here. It says it's a 15-inch TFT LCD TV, model TFTV1525. 100 to 240 volts, 50, 60 hertz, 40 watts. Made in China. I guess that's a serial number there. I guess this was wall mountable on a bracket. I have no idea what the date of manufacture was on this. Standard IEC connector for power. You get HDMI, VGA with PC audio in, coaxial, component, composite, S-video, phone jack, headphone jack. A tuner is built in, I think, for NTSC and ATSC, and a Kensington lock port. This is really well full-featured for what it is. It also will display full HD 1920 by 1080, or at least that's what it reports. What the panel actually is and what it does with that, I don't know. The base is removable, but it is not adjustable. As you see, it screws on with a couple screws, and that's the base, and it's missing a foot in the front, and that's really the whole deal. And we could flip it up and turn it around, and it's a screen. Wow. May be hard to see on camera. A red dot right there. Reflection of a red LED that I can't see, which is interesting. Other than that, it's extraordinarily shiny and reflective and stupid. We'll see if we could power it on. It powers on. This has made a cameo appearance or two on my channel before. I know there are at least 2 different videos where this screen has appeared, but I never made a video on it proper. So this is it here. This, like I said, was my friend Brian. It was his father's, and then I had it for a while, and then XJO81X asked me if I had a screen handy, and this was because during COVID he was on work from home and wanted to have a second monitor, because I got one too. So that was that. So there's nothing fancy or anything here. What I'm going to try, and I don't think it'll work, is we'll hook up a coax line to it and just see if my cable company has blocked out every single frequency you could possibly pick up over the cable wire, because everything is encrypted. This is exactly why I ran coax over here. Just to do this, possibly, one day in the future. So we'll get the remote, because like I said, the buttons on the side don't really want to work. And there's got to be an input or something. There's a mode. And we can go to TV. It has stuff programmed in, but we need like a menu. So let me see if I could find that here. Alright, here's the menu. Picture mode, standard, dynamic, soft, personal, standard. And you have a choice of color temperature, normal, warm, or cool. So, isn't that wonderful? The picture quality on this obviously is not that great, but it will do. Sound mode: standard, music, movie, sports, personal. Right, like people are actually going to be putting this in. Ooh, look, it even has surround. And AVC, automatic volume control, perhaps? I don't know how to get back up there. It just keeps looping around. Menu to exit? Yeah, there. Time, I'm not going to worry about. Setup. We'll go over to channel. And I'm going to run through this. Yeah, nice. We'll try air, and I'll have it scan for that. Let's see, auto scan, start to scan. Don't start to scan? There, now it's going. Okay, we'll let that search and see if it picks nothing up. Well, it looks like we're going to strike out on that. Please run channel auto scan. I just did that. Now we'll change that to cable and do auto scan. Cable system, auto, STD, IRC, HRC. Auto, I guess. We'll let it run. It's not going to find anything. 120, and it found 115 channels. What, of snow? That shouldn't actually happen because that would be an analog thing. Wow, this is really a big surprise. I really don't think that it's going to tune in just about anything. Maybe it'll just be a thing from Optimum, the cable company, saying, "You need a cable box, you fuck! You're not going to defraud us, because we suck!" So, I don't know what it's going to happen, but we'll know in just a minute here. I don't know how many channels this goes through. Probably 135. No shit. Okay, we get some dropouts, but it's actually picking something up. Oh, maybe that's the game. You can watch it, but you can't watch it because... Okay, that's not English. Oh, here's this guy. Great. They always play this on the Buzzer channel. I wonder. So let me wait a minute and see. Well, it's not Buzzer. It's something else. It's Start TV. I did find the TV has closed captioning, which it should. Just caption. V-chip. You can put in the password. We'll exit that. And you can also change the scale. It's set to 16 by 9, 4 by 3, cinema, normal, and 16 by 9 looks about the same. And also interesting is the still button. Isn't that something? The closed captioning continues, but you can have a still. That's something I don't know if you'll find on another TV. That is very, very interesting. This channel list. Okay, it doesn't tell you much about it. Alright. But do you see how bright the background of the screen is? Yeah, I mean, that can be adjusted. So this was not a high quality TV back in the day. So yeah, that 115 some odd channels includes all of these blank ones. Right. No, we're not done. Let's try the next thing. Here's one of those cable boxes I pay, I don't know, 11, 16 something dollars a month for. I don't know what it even costs anymore. They're just so outrageously expensive, and it's just too bad because there were no real watchable channels unless you just want over the air. So I have this hooked up two ways now. We're going to type in 03 and see if that works. Nope, I have to change that in the menu, I guess. Menu? There we go. Channel. Air. Okay. Exit. Well, it says turn on. There's a power button there. Oh yeah, it is working. Okay. So we'll let that finish booting up. Ridiculous. Okay, there we go. Now it's on channel 3. But let's go to the menu and go over to HDMI. It's a little bit louder, a little bit sharper. It won't let you type in 03. You have to go back to TV. Same difference. I'll put on something that is in HD. Channel 7 Eyewitness News. Oh, gee, that looks good, doesn't it? So, we'll hit the button there. Nope, that's too big. That's acceptable. That's the problem, is they changed like the aspect ratios of everything so very recently, so nothing works right anymore. And nothing looks good on a standard CRT anymore. Even on channels like Buzzer, which is a 4:3 aspect. And here's full HD, the full HD experience on this thing. Ooh, so sharp, so colorful. Wow, so washed out. It's just quality. Just quality. But hey, if you need a screen in a pinch, it works. Let's try that aspect ratio shit again. Yeah, you could have it too big, or okay as long as it's 16:9. But as soon as you go back to a 4:3 channel, well, this is a commercial, so I'll have to wait. So still on HDMI, this is wrong because he's too skinny and tall. That looks right, but you have black bars, and that's definitely wrong also. So that's the right choice. Now, if I go to channel 3, which would be sort of emulating what a CRT would do, again, you get black bars, or you get wrong, or you get wrong, no matter what. And there's even a menu in here where you can go and you can change the aspect ratio to 4:3. That appeared to actually work, which is interesting, because it didn't work on the other box. That's too big. That's correct. It's still cut off. Look, take a look here. You see Buzzer? See, this is where the problem is. It ends there. Look how much real estate is there. Then, when you go to the right one, we're missing a chunk that big. So you can't get a good picture no matter which way you go. I think the only way now is to go to a friggin' flat screen under HDMI. See, it even says 1920, or it did. But see, this is wrong. So then you can change that back to 16:9.
How'd you all get so wet? They said you should have been there. All 20 of us.
And there's that. And then if I change it around, you're still screwed. I don't know. It's just, they fucked something up the other day. So, that's that. Now, we'll move on to the next thing with it. Here's Frogger. It hooks in composite. Turn it on, we have a red light. Mode. AV, they call it. It works. Yeah, the sound is there. It's quiet. Put the volume up. There's even music. Maybe not fully centered, because we have that and that, but close enough, you know. Let's see if I could do this one-handed without... Yay. Okay, good. That works. And the next thing we can do is the VGA connection. So this laptop was handy, and it's plugged in. We'll turn the TV back on. Yay. And we'll go to VGA. Oops, there we go. Ooh. Whoa, that's fucked. I've never seen that before. Yeah. Wow, I have never seen that happen before. That is interesting. First off, the laptop is acting wonky. Let's set this to 1024 by 768. I'd like to hit keep changes. There. Okay. So it's synchronized to that. We'll hit keep changes. But for some reason the laptop doesn't want to play along with doing... Is that the highest resolution this thing does?
It turns out that if you buy a cheap TV, you get a cheap TV. Even though this will do HD 1920 by 1080, you can clearly see that the panel itself is only 1366 by 768. Now, why it didn't work at that particular resolution, I didn't play around with it, but it did work at 1366 by 765, although Windows complained about it.
I can't remember. Because if I try that again, then we're going to get that wonky display. Weird. What if I try... Why would they have 1360 by 765? And why would you give me a warning? Oh, because it's below 768. That's why. Very odd. Well, it synchronizes to that. It's a little cut off and very washed out in comparison. But it works. So it can be used as a monitor. Not a good one, but it can be used. See, because when I unplug the monitor, this laptop goes back to 1920 by 1080. But as soon as I plug the cable in, it switches. Very, very peculiar. I don't know if that has to do with the laptop or this cable or what. Maybe that's one of the higher resolutions that can be carried over a VGA cable. I haven't the slightest idea. I've never dealt with that before. I could also HDMI this, so let's try that just for fun, see what happens. Yeah, I think this is going to work. It's set back to 1920 by 1080. We're now on HDMI instead of VGA. And we'll go to HDMI. Wow. That's cool. Well, it was supposed to work. That's what I could tell you. But that wasn't really the whole point. The point was, TVs used to be, or even computer monitors, used to be pretty well equipped. Mainly TVs. Nowadays you get 2 HDMI ports and a coax, and that's about it. You want composite? Sorry, you had to buy the model up from that. So now you need converter boxes and all kinds of crazy stuff when all of that circuitry used to be included. You have everything under the sun. You have RF. It'll pick up old NTSC. So you can hook an Atari 2600 up to this, or a ColecoVision, or the original NES. But the NES actually had composite output. It has that too. Something later, like a Sega something or other, might have S-Video. Yep, it's got that one. Later than that, might have component. Yeah, it's got that too. And then, of course, you have VGA, although I didn't seem to have the best of luck with that for some reason, which was a little odd. But it kind of worked. And then, of course, HDMI. So, you know, plus, let's not forget the ATSC that this will pick up. So, I'm not going to count that as a separate input, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different inputs on this little 15-inch COBY TV that nobody would buy. There's very few people that would buy this TV. Why it was bought in the first place, I have no idea. But it still works today. And it's fully featured and fully functional and can do anything. You can hook up, like I said, an Atari to this, and it would still fucking work today. You can hook up, I had that Frogger game before, and it still will work because it has the input. The functionality was there. TVs today just suck. This isn't that great of a TV. It's not a good picture quality TV, but it works. This could be in a doctor's office sitting there on a little corner table. That's acceptable. Doesn't have to be good quality because there's not going to be good programming on it anyways. Anyway, that was just a fun look at this thing. Hope you enjoyed. This will be making other appearances as the need arises. So thank you very kindly for watching. Make sure you click like, make sure you click subscribe, and take care. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.